Oh my god, I spent the entire night trying to get this thing done. And guess what? You guessed right. I did it, and now it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is EmmySpeaks, and I am Emmy. This channel is a home for motivation, encouragement, entertainment, and fun. My hope is that whenever you stumble on my channel, something I say here is going to encourage, motivate, inspire you to living a more happy life. So if this is your first time of stopping by my channel, thank you. By the way, please don't go away too soon. Stick around. While you're sticking around, you can just go ahead and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so every week when I post a new content, you will be notified. I'm sure from the beginning of this video, you saw me being excited about celebrating. You're asking yourself, what are we celebrating? What is she talking about? What did she try to do all night long? Well, here's the thing. Most often in life, we fail to appreciate how far we've come. We fail to recognize how powerful we are. We fail to recognize and value how incredible we are because we fail to celebrate our milestones. Our minds are usually so focused on the end result, so much so that we tend to lose sight of the process, the beautiful things that we are achieving along the way to achieving that very big and mighty goal. A while back, I shared with us about the power of gratitude. And when I was talking about how to cultivate a lifestyle of gratitude, one of the things I mentioned was celebrating your milestones. It is important to celebrate every win, no matter how small it is, because it gives you a sense of fulfillment. It tells you that you may not have gotten to that place yet, but guess what? You're making baby steps. You're actually improving. And I was driven to talk about this topic because a couple of days back, I was talking with one of my mentors, and she was just telling me, Emmy, you've grown. I'm like, really? Because I'm still thinking I'm struggling with some of those things that we talk about. She's like, yeah, you've grown, girl. You have. So she was able to just paint a picture of me a couple of months back, how I react to certain things and how I reacted at that point. She was like, a couple of months back, your reaction would have been different. But look at you. You've grown. I know that we had a goal which we set as an indicator to tell us the progress you've made. We have not gotten there yet, but girl, you've grown. I'm like, oh my God, that's true. So when I got back home, I was trying to picture it in my head, everything we talked about. And yes, how far I've come. And I realized I have actually grown. And so today I'm here to talk to us about how to celebrate your milestones, because I came to realize that sometimes people don't celebrate milestones, not because they don't want to, not because they don't acknowledge it, but because they don't know how to go about it. So I'm going to be giving us tips on how to actually go about celebrating your milestones in order to stay motivated. I believe that with just a little spark of motivation, we all can go about having a beautiful journey of life. And often we are relying on external factors to motivate us, someone to compliment us, someone to clap for us and encourage us. But the biggest motivation you would need in this journey of life is you. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling like you can overcome the world with so much positivity, with so much joy, with so much enthusiasm to approach life, to face life. No one can take that away from you. So let's dive into it. How can you actually celebrate your small wins in order to use it as a weapon to stay motivated? Before we get into talking about how you can celebrate milestones, let's answer the question of why. Why is it important to celebrate milestones? The first thing is, celebrating your milestones helps you to acknowledge progress. You will never see how far you've come if you do not stop to celebrate yourself, to celebrate the baby steps that you've made so far. You're going to constantly think that you're worthless. I've had people say that, the year they can't end, so I don't achieve weighty. And before you know it, depression sets in. Because you think that you've had a worthless year. Maybe because you didn't buy the car you thought you would buy. Maybe because you didn't live in the house you thought you would live. Maybe because you didn't earn the amount of money you thought you were going to be earning a month by the end of the year. All of a sudden, you start thinking that you're worthless. But when you're able to keep track of your milestones and celebrate them, your approach is not going to be, Chai, I don't do it today. Your approach is going to be, hey, look, I didn't do the things I thought I was going to be able to do in this year, but guess what? I did a lot more because, hey, in trying to achieve this, I was able to achieve this, this, and this. In trying to achieve this, I was able to gain this skill, this skill, this skill. In trying to achieve this, I was able to build this contact. I built this amazing relationship. That's a milestone. But you will never know, and you will beat yourself up constantly if you do not stop to celebrate yourself for a minute. The second reason why it is so important to celebrate your milestones is it boosts your confidence. In 1 Samuel chapter 17, after David conquered Goliath, the Israelites were more confident to go into battle because they were able to celebrate the victory that David brought to them. So let me share with you all a dream I have. A dream of having a very big TV station where different people can come in with different programs to just inspire people, to entertain people. A platform where so many people can just have fun and so many people can express themselves. So many people's voices can be heard. That's a big vision I have for myself. Sometimes I look at it and it scares me. And then there's this voice of self-doubt that stares up in my head and I start telling myself that I may never get to do it. But because I've been able to start up EmmySpeaks YouTube channel, I'm confident that someday I'm going to be able to build a TV station. If with a YouTube channel, I'm able to just touch 1-2 people, then imagine the TV station. That boosts up my confidence. If you're struggling with self-doubt, insecurity, inferiority complex, celebrating your milestones is a very good way to overcome all of that because there's a way that it just boosts your confidence. The third and the final reason I'm going to highlight about why you should celebrate your milestones is it reinforces motivation. There is a way that celebration just brings about positivity. It gingers you up. So during the second term of school, my son came back. During the first term, he came back, he was 9th position. And then during the second term, he came back, he was 4th. So I really celebrated. I'm like, wow, you challenged these other people. You were 9th during the first term and now you're 4th. We just celebrated him and we told him that that's amazing, that's great. And he was so happy. When he was coming back with his report card, he wasn't so sure. He was just indifferent. But when I took it, I'm like, oh my God, you improved. Look at your score, so high. And you were even 4th position this time around. Wow, that's good. And the more we celebrated him, the more it got to him. And he started looking at his paper and said, wow, I had all on all in this. I was able to spell all of this. And then during the third term, he told me that, you know what? I'm going to challenge the person who took first. I'm going to challenge the person who took first because yes, I think I can take first. If I was able to leave from 9th to 4th, then why don't I leave from 4th to 1st? Bottom line, he didn't go to 1st. But that gingered him up. The fact that he was celebrated during the second term, it stirred him up. It brought his motivation to a point where he now saw himself like somebody who could actually be first in class. And honestly, as far as chasing your dreams is concerned, that's the positive attitude that you need. How then do we celebrate milestones? First thing to note, every milestone is very important and worth celebrating, big or small. So, while I was preparing to start the YouTube channel, I was figuring it out with the help of my life coach, and we had this whole plan figured out. There was a lot to be done before launching the YouTube channel. Buy this, buy that, learn this, learn that. And she asked me one day, why haven't you launched the YouTube channel yet? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to be possible to launch that channel before the end of school. I don't know if I can really do this because there is still a lot to be done. But I'll be able to buy the mic, the ring light, and some other things. I've learned certain basic skills that I can use, but I just don't know if this is really going to be okay. Like, I don't think that I can start now. She's like, pause. First of all, clap for yourself. I'm like, She said, yes. I need you to clap for yourself. And I started clapping because, yes, I trust my coach, so I'm clapping. But in my mind, I'm like, why are we clapping? And she tells me that I hear you saying that you have not gotten everything that you need in order to get this thing started. But I also hear you say that you have gotten some things, and that's worth celebrating. It's great that within this time you've been able to acquire these things. It's great that you're staying consistent to your project. It's great that every day you wake up, you're trying to figure out how to put things together to make EmmySpeaks a success. So celebrate yourself, and then I give you 1 week to launch the channel. God, the irony, right? And yes, I started the channel within the timeline, but that's not the point I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to say that every milestone deserves to be celebrated, no matter how little. I wasn't even thinking that, waking up every day and just putting in some thoughts into EmmySpeaks YouTube channel was that important. But I realized that it was, because I could have just been sleeping my life away. I could have just been waking up and doing so many other things and not focusing on my project, but I wasn't. Every day when I woke up in the morning, I'm trying to figure out how to make EmmySpeaks YouTube channel better. That is amazing. That is worth celebrating. When we talk about milestone, I'm not talking about you finally building that bridge. I'm not talking about you completing that house. I'm talking about you waking up every day and just thinking about it, considering it, doing something, putting in one little effort that fosters the growth of that passion. That is a milestone, and it is worth celebrating. Secondly, find a celebration style. Guys, this is so important. I don't want to overemphasize. Find a celebration style. Are you the kind of person who likes a public announcement? Do it. If that's a way in which you can celebrate yourself and feel good about that thing which you have done, don't let anybody stop you. Announce it. Share it with friends. Find a celebration style. Get yourself a new dress. Treat yourself to a decent meal. But whatever you are doing, make sure you find a way to celebrate yourself for every milestone. So I recently hiked Mount Cameroon, which is over 4,000 meters above sea level. It is the highest mountain in the whole of Central and West Africa. I hiked it. And guess what? For 2 months, people did not hear the last of it. I was always talking about it on my status. While I was preparing to hike, taking my walks, doing my exercises, when I got afraid, I would talk about it or take videos, and I'll constantly talk about it. When I came back, oh my God, I talked about it even louder. And people were like, Emmy, are you the first? So many people are climbing that mountain every year. Talking about it was the way in which I celebrated myself. That's the way in which I chose. And mind you, it's not that you must choose a specific method to celebrate all of your milestones. There are certain times where you may choose to just do it quietly, keep it to yourself, maybe just treat yourself in one way or the other, go for a massage, just go to the spa, treat your face, just do something. It varies, but whatever the case, it's something you need to be intentional about. Decide on what method you're going to use to celebrate yourself. When you figure out the milestone, make sure to stay true to yourself. Don't give yourself excuses. Don't give yourself reasons why you shouldn't. Sometimes we say that I've done this one today, let me just do the other one, and then by the end of the week I'm going to see how much I've done, then I'll be able to celebrate. Excuses would prevent us from celebrating our milestones. Don't give yourself an excuse. When you identify a milestone, celebrate yourself. For some people, it could just be journaling it, writing it down. Sometimes I resolve to just journaling it, just writing it down. So when I'm going through my journal, I would remember that I did this thing and I celebrated myself for it. So find a way. Find a method of celebration, but whatever the case, make sure you're intentional about using that method when the time comes. I also found out that sharing your joy is a great way of celebrating your milestone, because that is a way of using one stone to shoot two birds. That way you are celebrating your milestone, but you're also encouraging another person to see that that thing which they are doing is worth celebrating, to see that they have actually come so far. So yeah, sharing your joy, talking about it on your social media platforms encourages people. As a way of celebrating your wins, talk about it. Last but not the least, the way in which you can celebrate your milestone is by reflecting and re-strategizing. You know the goals you set for yourself at the beginning of the year. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. Pick up those goals every now and then. See every 3 months, see how far you've come, see if there are any changes to make. When you're able to just have that reflection process to think about, oh, this was my target, but what have I done to make progress? Are there any changes that I need to make in order to attain this goal? When you're able to do that, you will see that you're actually making progress, and then you will celebrate. Now, few things to remember. First of all, no milestone is too small. Celebrate. Secondly, pick a celebration style. Thirdly, talk about it. Last but not the least, reflect and re-strategize. Remember that celebrating your milestones is an investment in yourself and your future success. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that this encourages and pushes you to a place where you actually get to celebrate yourself. If you enjoyed watching, please hit the like button and also leave a comment to let me know you stopped by. I'll see you on my next video. In the meantime, stay motivated, stay inspired, stay encouraged. Remember, I am Emmy. When Emmy speaks, she speaks to the world. Are you listening? Bye.